I turned the camera on earlier and I started recording a video, and I didn't know what I wanted to talk about. So I turned it off and I was like, let me enjoy this beautiful weather for a minute, because the sun is shining, the sky is blue. In February, mind you. This is the first week of February, and it's like the weather's beautiful and I love it. South Carolina, damnedest thing. It snows for a week. Well, it didn't snow for a week, but, it was icy cold for a week in the 20s, and now the sun's out. It's starting to come down now, but you know what I mean. And it got me thinking about, like, as far as my brand, and what I want to do social media wise. I got to thinking, all of these videos that I do are outside, and they're out in nature, and I've got the lo-fi music, of course, playing in the background, and it's just a very chill atmosphere. And it got me thinking, the older I get, the more hippie I've become. I'm becoming like one of these tree-hugging hippie types the older I get. And it got me thinking about my music, because I've started making music again. And I have some stuff coming out very, very soon. I'm not going to disclose anything right now, but I have a song that's in the works. It's on the way. I know I've been saying this for a while, but I've been so concentrated on the YouTube side of things and the content creation side of things that I haven't really, I won't say I haven't had the time, because that's kind of a cop-out, but I haven't put any time into making music, really. I mean, I've dabbled here and there, but I do have a song, 2 songs actually, that are done, that I'll be releasing very, very soon. But my music is very dark and menacing, and I'm screaming and yelling, and I'm just mad, like pissed off at the world, which is the kind of the opposite of what I'm doing here. So it got me thinking about, like, the dichotomy of life, right? The yin and the yang, and how you can't really have the good without the bad. So that is what I want to do brand-wise. I want to take that darkness and incorporate it into what I'm doing right now with the peace, love, and shit out here, outside, with the lo-fi and the chill vibes of positivity, because that's what we like over here on this channel. We like the positivity and the good vibes. But we can't have the good without also acknowledging that there's bad. And I think that that's where my music comes in, because it's dark and the lyrics are sad. So this is an outlet for me to be happy and positive and give you guys, words of inspiration that you need. And then the music is an outlet for me to kind of get my aggression out and to let out all the things that I've kind of been bottling up over the years that have festered, and releasing them, getting it out through a creative outlet. And, it's gotten me thinking about, the yin and the yang, because that's what I want my whole brand to be centered around, is the duality of life. And I think that that's an important message, because I think that there are a lot of people that like to run away from problems. And when you run away from something, it chases you. And inevitably, your ghosts, your demons from the past, they always catch up to you one way or another if you run from them. If you face them head on and you confront them and you use them and you channel them into something, they can actually be very beneficial to you. Problems and sadness and anger and heartbreak and grief and all of this stuff, it can be transmuted into positivity. Now, that is not to say that all of these things are good, or that you should celebrate them, or that all the ills of life are meant to be worn. That's not necessarily what I'm saying, but what I am saying is that it is unnecessary suffering, and that you're going to have to deal with it one way or another. It's inevitable. And I think that a lot of people go about their suffering the wrong way. Embrace it. Use it to create something. I'm not saying you have to do what I'm doing. It could be any way that you, however, whatever works for you is what I'm saying. Whatever works for you, whatever way you go about channeling that energy is how you need to channel it. Don't, instead of, drinking and smoking and fucking and doing whatever, I'm not saying there isn't a place for those things. I love all three of those things. I'm all about all three of those things. But I think that moderation, of course, is key, obviously, but also don't use them as a crutch. I think a lot of people have these cheap dopamine releases that they like to cling on to whenever life starts to get a little bit too difficult. And that's a terrible habit to have, take it from me. Life is full of ups and downs, and you can't have one without the other. It's the duality of the universe. It's kind of just how things are. And we are here to experience everything. We're here to experience joy, excitement, sadness, anger, misery, grief, depression, anxiety, overrelation. We're here to experience all of these emotions, not just one, not just a handful. And so I think when we personally identify with the bad, then we start to embody that and nothing else. And then if we overemphasize the good, that's also a bad thing. There's a term for that too. It's called toxic positivity. It's when, you're told that problems aren't actually problems, that they're a good thing entirely. And I think that when you can acknowledge that something is a problem, but at the same time take that problem and turn it into something positive, then you can start to have more good days than bad days. There's a TV show called This Is Us. If you've never watched it, I highly recommend it. It's a great television show. The show centers around Jack and Rebecca, who are a couple, and they end up having triplets. And while the mother, Rebecca, is in labor in the hospital, one of the babies passes away. And the doctor goes to the husband in the hallway and sits down next to him and is like, "Hey, we lost the third baby, Jack. I'm really sorry." He tells him that he can, he encourages him by saying that sometimes in life you have to take the sourest lemons that life gives you and make something resembling lemonade. And I think that's a fantastic quote, and it's a fantastic thing to live by, really. So, gist of this video is that you need to learn to embrace the good with the bad and celebrate the good and channel the bad. And that's about it. As always, if you like this video, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you did not like this video, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I love all of you, and as always, peace, love, and light.